Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin with a truth that has guided my entire life, and if you truly take it to heart, will change the entire direction of yours. Success is not something you chase. It is something you attract. The same goes for wealth. Think about that for a moment. Most people spend their entire lives running after money as though it were a rabbit on the loose, always just out of reach. They chase the next quick fix, the next opportunity, the next big deal, thinking that wealth lies in pursuit. But the truth is different. Wealth is not the reward of frantic chasing. It is the consequence of becoming. Money, opportunity, and success are magnetically drawn to the kind of person who has cultivated the right character, discipline, and habits. It isn't about luck. It isn't about shortcuts. It's about transformation. When you grow, you attract. When you become disciplined, when you live with purpose, when you refine your thinking and elevate your daily habits, you change your inner world. And the outer world, by law, begins to respond. Success is attracted to people who earn it by who they are, not merely by what they do. Now, most people underestimate the extraordinary power of small habits. They dismiss them because they look so ordinary. They believe success and wealth are found in the rare, dramatic moments of life. The sudden breakthrough, the winning ticket, the one-in-a-million chance encounter. They imagine wealth is built by luck or timing, not by the simple things they do daily. But here's the truth. Your destiny is not built in the big moments. It is built in the quiet hours, in the small decisions, in the repeated actions that no one applauds. Think about it. Success is not a thunderclap. It is the accumulation of raindrops that eventually fill the river. Small disciplines compound into great fortunes, while small errors compound into regret. The people who build wealth are those who respect the invisible power of small habits and repeat them faithfully. You see, money doesn't chase you because of one big act. It chases you because of the person you consistently become. When you weave small, productive habits into your daily life, you shape yourself into the kind of person who doesn't need to run after opportunity. Instead, opportunity begins to recognize you, seek you out, and attach itself to you. So tonight, I want to share with you 10 small habits that have the power to shift your entire life. Not quickly, not dramatically, not in a week or even a month, but gradually, steadily, and permanently. That's the beauty of them. They work in silence, they work invisibly, and then suddenly they reveal their harvest. And let me be honest, if you're looking for shortcuts, this may not be for you. Habits aren't magic tricks. They are seeds. When you adopt them, when you practice them consistently, you may not see much at first. But if you trust the process, if you water them with discipline, and if you keep at them, when others give up, something remarkable begins to happen. Doors you never thought would open begin to open. People you once thought were out of your reach begin to notice you. Opportunities that seemed reserved for others suddenly come within your grasp. And money, yes, money itself, begins to chase you. Not because you begged for it, not because you ran yourself into the ground trying to get it, but because you became the person who deserves it. And money, success, and opportunity are always seeking the deserving. The first habit is this: wake up with intention. Now that may sound simple, almost too simple. But I want you to consider how most people start their day. They stumble out of bed as if life dragged them into another day against their will. They check their phones, scroll through distractions, react to the world before they've even taken a deep breath. That's not intention, that's surrender. But when you wake up with a clear purpose, when you decide before the day even begins what kind of person you're going to be and what you're going to accomplish, everything shifts. You begin the day in command instead of in chaos. And make no mistake, wealth chases clarity, not confusion. A person who wakes up with direction, with goals, and with a mindset of gratitude. And determination attracts opportunities because their energy radiates certainty. Intention creates momentum. and momentum creates results. It's not about waking up early just to be awake. It's about waking up early to take charge. If you can win the morning, you can win the day. And if you can win the day, wealth can't help but chase you. The second habit is simple yet powerful. Read every day. And I don't mean flipping through endless news feeds or scrolling through social media posts that add no substance to your life. I'm talking about books filled with wisdom, philosophy, biographies of great men and women, lessons in business, and insights into personal growth. When you read, you are feeding your mind, and your mind is the most powerful asset you will ever own. Wealth doesn't begin in your wallet. It begins in your thinking. And thinking is shaped by what you put inside. Every book is a doorway to a new idea, and just one good idea can transform your entire life. Think about it. One thought can spark a strategy. One principle can change or your approach. One lesson can prevent you from repeating a costly mistake. That's the difference between those who simply make a living and those who make a fortune. Access to wisdom. Reading makes you wise, and wisdom makes you valuable. And when you are valuable, money and opportunity begin to look for you. Don't underestimate the power of a single book. It could be the turning point of your financial destiny. The third habit is keeping a journal. Let me tell you why this matters. Your memory is too short, too fragile, too fleeting to hold the wisdom you need to build a fortune. Don't trust it. Write things down. Write down your ideas, your goals, your reflections, and the lessons life teaches you. A journal is not just a notebook. It's a mirror for your mind. It's where vague wishes become clarified, where scattered thoughts become organized, where half-formed ideas turn into plans that can change your future. Wealthy people don't just live through experiences, they record them, reflect on them, and refine their approach based on what they learn. That's how they get better every single day. And here's the beauty of it. When you look back through your journal, you'll see proof of your growth, or you'll see how far you've come. You'll discover patterns, insights, and breakthroughs you would have otherwise forgotten. A journal is your private bank of wisdom, and the more you deposit into it, the richer you become in thought, in discipline, and eventually in money. Journaling is how you turn life into lessons and lessons into wealth. The fourth habit is to take care of your health. Let me put it bluntly, you cannot do much with broken energy. Your body is the engine that carries your dreams, your ambitions, and your goals. If that engine is weak, if it's tired, if it's neglected, then no matter how brilliant your ideas are, you won't have the stamina to bring them to life. Success requires vitality. Wealth requires stamina. Without energy, you'll quit too early. Without strength, you'll miss opportunities because you simply can't rise to the challenge. That's why health is not a side activity, it's a foundation. Exercise regularly, fuel your body with foods that strengthen you, and give yourself the gift of adequate rest. A tired body leads to a tired mind, and a tired mind can't produce fresh ideas or spot new opportunities. Money is naturally drawn to people who move with energy, people who have the vitality to chase down possibilities and seize them. Remember this, the better you feel physically, the more valuable your time becomes. And value, whether in the marketplace or in relationships, is what attracts income. If you take care of your health will take care of your wealth. The fifth habit is to show up early. And when I say early, I don't just mean being ahead of the clock. I mean being prepared, being ready, being disciplined before life even asks you to be. Most people show up right on time or even late, not realizing they've already put themselves at a disadvantage. But early means you have margin. Early means you're calm instead of rushed. Early means you're in control instead of reactive. Think of it this way. In every area of life, the ones who show up early gain an edge. If you show up early to learn, you get knowledge before others. If you show up early to start, you build momentum while others are still hesitating. If you show up early to adapt, you're already adjusting while the crowd is still resisting change. That's how wealth finds its way to you. You're already in position when opportunity arrives. Think of the marketplace like a race. The ones who show up early don't just run faster, they start ahead of the pack. And when you start ahead, you're far more likely to finish first. The sixth habit is to save money before you spend it. Now, this one may be the dividing line between those who stay broke and those who build wealth. Most people live with a backward philosophy. They spend first, and then, if anything is left, they save. But you know as well as I do, there's never anything left. That's why they live paycheck to paycheck. The wealthy, on the other hand, flip the order. They save first, even if it's just a small percentage. It's not the size of the savings that matters in the beginning, it's the principle. When you save first, you're telling your money what to do instead of wondering later where it all went. You're taking control, or you're proving to yourself that you are disciplined, that you can delay gratification, that you can plant seeds for the future instead of eating them all today. And here's the beauty. Once you make saving automatic, something remarkable happens. Your money begins to multiply. It starts to grow quietly, behind the scenes, while you go about your life. And one day you look back and realize that because you respected money, money has started respecting you. That's when wealth begins to chase you. The seventh habit is mastering the art of listening. Most people think wealth comes from talking, from persuading, from convincing others with powerful words. But the truth is, wealth doesn't just come from talking, it comes from understanding. And understanding comes from listening. If you listen well to mentors, to customers, to partners, to the marketplace itself, you will always know what people need, what they value, and what they're willing to pay for. That knowledge is priceless. Too many people spend their time trying to be interesting instead of being interested. They're busy preparing what they want to say instead of absorbing what's being said. What the wealthy, the wise, the successful, they cultivate the ability to listen with depth. They hear not just the words, but the meaning behind the words. They listen for patterns, for signals, for opportunities hidden in plain conversation. Listening is a discipline. And like all disciplines, it pays extraordinary dividends. The world pays handsomely to those who listen carefully and then act wisely. If you can train yourself to listen more than you speak, to observe more than you interrupt, you'll find that people trust you more, confide in you more, and bring you more opportunities. The eighth habit is daily discipline. Discipline, my friends, is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. It's the difference between a dream that fades away and a reality that stands tall. Discipline means doing what's right even when it's not convenient, even when it's uncomfortable, even when no one is watching. And that's rare, because most people wait until they feel like doing something. But the wealthy don't wait for feelings, they rely on principles. Few simple disciplines practiced every single day create an unstoppable momentum that leads to wealth. Or likewise, a few small errors in judgment repeated daily compound into poverty and regret. Think about it. Skipping exercise today doesn't seem like much, but do it for 10 years and your health pays the price. Spending a little too much today doesn't seem damaging, but do it for 10 years and you'll wonder where all the money went. The marketplace doesn't reward occasional brilliance. It rewards consistent discipline. If you want money to chase you, build the habit of discipline into every part of your life and you'll see success come running in your direction. The ninth habit is to carefully choose your associations. Who you spend time with determines who you become. We are all influenced by the conversations we hear, the standards of the people around us, and the energy of our closest associations. If you surround yourself with complainers, it won't be long before you complain. If you surround yourself with dreamers who never act, you'll find yourself dreaming without results. But if you surround yourself with winners, with people of discipline, ambition, and positivity, you'll naturally start to absorb their energy. That's why wealthy people are deliberate about their associations. They know that money flows not into circles of negativity, but into networks of value. Success rarely happens in isolation. It happens in the right environment. So take inventory of your circle. Who lifts you up? Who drains you? Who challenges you to grow? Who makes you settle for less? Associations are contagious for better or worse. And the truth is, if you want wealth and opportunity to chase you, you must align yourself with people who are also on the path of growth and excellence. And the 10th habit is this: always give more value than you're paid for. This principle alone could change your entire financial destiny. If you're paid $10, give $20 worth of service. If you're paid for an hour, deliver the value of 2. Why? Because when you do more than you're paid for, the world eventually pays you more than you do. It's a law as certain as gravity. The universe rewards value, and value attracts wealth. Too many people try to do the minimum, trying to stretch the paycheck without stretching their contribution, but that's a losing strategy. The person who constantly gives more creates a reputation, a demand, a momentum that cannot be ignored. Employers notice, customers notice, marketplace notices, and soon people will line up for your service, your skills, your expertise, because they know you always over-deliver. Wealth is attracted to generosity of value. Remember this: if you plant seeds of extra effort, extra thoughtfulness, and extra service, you will reap a harvest far greater than you imagined. It may not come tomorrow, but it will come, and when it does, it won't stop. Now you may be thinking, Jim, these sound simple, and yes, they are. But don't let their simplicity deceive you. That's where most people go wrong. They look at small habits and dismiss them because they don't seem dramatic enough. They think, surely wealth requires something more complicated, something more impressive, something extraordinary. But here's the truth. Greatness is built on simplicity. These habits may look small, but they are the foundation of great fortunes. They are like seeds. You plant them today, water them tomorrow, and nurture them consistently, and in time you'll harvest results so abundant you'll hardly believe they came from such humble beginnings. Think of a mighty oak tree. It begins as a tiny acorn. No one marvels at the acorn. No one applauds when it's buried in the soil. But with time, with care, with discipline, it becomes something magnificent. The same is true with these habits. They don't look like much when you begin, but give them years, give them consistency, and you'll build a life of wealth, influence, and success that will make others wonder, how did you do it? The truth is, these habits don't just make money chase you. They make people chase you. And that's even more valuable. Money alone doesn't open doors. People do. People chase leaders. People chase wisdom. People chase discipline and integrity. If you become the kind of person who embodies these qualities, opportunities will follow you like a shadow. You'll find that people want to work with you, want to invest in you, want to partner with you. And once people are chasing you, money will never be far behind, because opportunity and money flow through people. Think about it. The world pays more to those who can lead, those who can inspire, those who can be trusted to deliver results. These habits we've discussed, waking up with intention, reading, journaling, discipline, health, associations, they aren't just financial habits, they're character habits. And character attracts. When you elevate yourself, others naturally want to be around you, learn from you, and support you. And when people chase you, opportunities multiply, networks expand, and doors open that money alone could never unlock. Think of wealth not as an object you run after, but as a shadow. Have you ever tried to chase your shadow? It runs away, doesn't it? The faster you run, the farther it stretches, always just out of reach. That's how money behaves when you pursue it directly. You run faster, you hustle harder, yet it keeps slipping away. But now imagine you stand still in the right light. Suddenly, your shadow can't help but follow you. Wealth works exactly the same way. It follows the light of discipline, the glow of value, the shine of good habits. When you stand firm on principles and live with clarity, wealth becomes inevitable. It no longer runs from you. It gravitates toward you. So the lesson is this. Stop running after money and start standing in the right light. Focus on habits, focus on growth, focus on value, and let wealth do what shadows do, follow you naturally. Chase principles, not money, and you'll discover that money was chasing you all along. The greatest fortunes in history were not built on chance, but on principles. Think of Rockefeller, Carnegie, Gates, Buffett, Jobs. These men did not stumble into riches as if by accident. They lived by habits that attracted opportunity. They studied. They disciplined themselves. They gave more value than they were paid for. They surrounded themselves with people of vision. And they consistently applied principles that guaranteed success. You may not start at their scale, and that's fine. The principles that built their wealth are the same principles that can build yours. You don't need their billions, you just need their habits. And here's the good news. Habits don't cost money. They don't require permission. They don't care where you were born, how you grew up, or what resources you have today. Habits are free to anyone willing to practice them. That's why they're so powerful. They are the great equalizer. The same disciplines that created titans of industry can create success in your life, at your scale, starting today. Wealth has always been a matter of principles, not luck. The question is, will you live by them? The poor often wait for circumstances to change before they change themselves. They say, when I get the raise, then I'll start saving. When I have more free time, then I'll read. When life slows down, then I'll get healthy. That's not how it works. The wealthy reverse the order. They change themselves first, and then circumstances rearrange around them. They say, I'll discipline myself now, and the opportunities will come later. I'll learn today, and the payoff will come tomorrow. I'll save first, and my money will multiply on its own. That's what habits do. They change you. And when you change, your world changes. Most people don't fail because of a lack of opportunity. They fail because they never become the kind of person who can handle opportunity. You don't need life to hand you something different. You need to be someone different. That's why these 10 habits matter. They are the tools that build you. And once you are built, once your character is solid, once your discipline is established, money has no choice but to find you. Now remember, none of this happens overnight. You cannot plant a seed today and demand fruit tomorrow. That's not how nature works, and it's not how wealth works. The farmer knows this. He plants in spring, tends through the summer, and only in the fall does he harvest. Success follows the same rhythm. You plant habits today, you nurture them with discipline tomorrow, and in time the harvest comes. But here's the mistake most people make. They quit in the summer. They plant the seed of discipline, but when they don't see immediate results, they abandon it. They journal for a week, they read for a month, they save for a little while, and then they say, this isn't working. But the farmer doesn't dig up the seed to check on it. He trusts the process. So must you. Give it time, give it patience, give it consistency. Wealth doesn't come in a flash, it comes as a result of compounded effort. Stay the course, and one day you'll look around and see life leaning heavily in your favor just because you didn't quit. And let me remind you, these habits don't just bring money. They bring confidence, they bring peace of mind, they bring influence. And those are far greater rewards than money itself. Think about it. What good is money if you lack confidence? What good is wealth if you live in constant anxiety? What good is a fortune if no one respects your voice? The true reward of practicing habits isn't the money you make, it's the person you become. Money is just one of the byproducts. What it lies is self-respect, clarity, discipline, and the power to influence your own life and the lives of others. These habits give you mastery over yourself. They help you trust your own word. They make you reliable, trustworthy, and valuable. And in a world that pays for value, you'll always be in demand. So don't limit your vision to dollars and cents. Think bigger. Think in terms of becoming the kind of person whose presence alone is valuable. That's the real wealth. The money will simply be a reflection of it. So I urge you, don't wait until tomorrow to begin. Or don't wait for the perfect time, the perfect conditions, or the perfect opportunity. It will never come. Start tonight. Start with one habit, just one. Read a book. Write in your journal. Save a single dollar. Wake up tomorrow with intention. Show up early to whatever matters most in your life. Then, once that habit becomes natural, add another. And another. Soon enough, these small hinges will begin to swing the big doors in your life. And let me tell you, big doors are heavy. You don't open them all at once. They move slowly at first, but as you keep pushing with small daily effort, suddenly, the door gives way and the opportunities behind it come flooding in. Start now, start small, and stay consistent. Don't underestimate what can happen in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years of small habits compounded. Or if you start tonight, the future version of you will look back and thank you for not waiting. Ladies and gentlemen, remember this as you leave. Wealth is not pursued, it is attracted. And it is attracted by the person you become through small daily habits. These 10 are not tricks, not gimmicks, not shortcuts. They're principles, timeless and proven. They are your tools, your seeds, your compass. They are the quiet disciplines that transform ordinary lives into extraordinary ones. Adopt them, live them, and give them time. Do not be impatient with the process. Let the seasons do their work. Watch as money, success, opportunity, and people themselves begin to chase you, not because you begged for them, not because you ran yourself ragged trying to catch them, but because you became the kind of person who deserves them. That is the great secret. Success is not about what you pursue, it's about what you attract by the person you are becoming. Start the journey, stay the course, and let wealth, opportunity, and success come find you, because they will.